There's literally so many colours to this foundation, so it was so hard to pick what colour. I ended up using the little find your perfect shade. So if you go on the website, there's literally a little bit here that says find your perfect shade, and you can type in what foundation you already use. So I use NARS mostly, so I popped in the 2 different shades that I wear, one for when I'm tanned and one for just sort of everyday wear, and they came back saying that 7 neutral is what I should be when I'm tanned, so that is the equivalent to NARS Barcelona. Okay, so things to know about this foundation. It is £34, which is, I think, kind of standard for your typical high-end foundation. So let's have a look at the packaging. Oh, perfect. So it's absolutely 100% living up to Charlotte Tilbury's sort of high-end, glossy vibe that she has going on. She never disappoints on the packaging, and it always feels like you're getting a real luxurious treat when you order something from Charlotte Tilbury. I love all of her other products, so far so good. I don't think she's had a full coverage foundation as of yet. Her other foundations are amazing, but they are definitely not full coverage by any means. But I'm really excited to try this. As you can see, I have got quite clear skin, except for an absolute beast right here, which I know is going to scar, so it'll actually be good to test to see if that actually covers. The bottle is matte down the bottom, and it really contrasts with this lovely rose gold at the top. It's got a pump, which is perfect. The lid doesn't come off at all, so there might be a little bit of waste towards the end. I like to open my bottle and scrape out every last drop, so there's absolutely nothing wasted, but yeah, and it's glass, so you know, it is a little bit heavy. So for makeup artists carrying around your kit, it's heavy, but I feel genuinely like all brands are using glass bottles now anyways. So I've got a wee bit of eye makeup on, and I've got the magic cream on my skin, and that's all I'm going to be putting on my skin today, just so that it gets a true wear test without using any primers or anything like that. Let me just read you the details from the website, because for £34 we want this to be absolutely amazing. So it claims to be Charlotte's new innovation foundation and the secret to flawless, poreless looking, confident complexion. It's supposed to be a stay all day with a weightless formula, full coverage and a natural matte finish. Sounds amazing. So it claims to actually help to significantly reduce the appearance of wrinkles by up to 22% in 8 weeks of use. It also claims to help boost hydration by up to 216%, which is quite amazing if it does, because it claims to be a matte foundation, or a natural matte foundation. There's 44 shades, there you go, so 44 shades, that's unreal. So hopefully something for everybody in this foundation. It says when you're finding your flawless shade, leave 5 minutes for the true colour to oxidize. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it makes it a little bit difficult if you're in a counter getting matched, or if you're ordering online, but I feel like she's put loads of things in place to help you find your shade when you're ordering online, and whoever matches you at counter will be able to let it dry down before you leave the shop to make sure that you're getting the right shade for you. What we'll do is we'll swatch the shade on my jaw and see how it looks. So 1 pump, and it's quite a big amount in 1 pump. So we'll see how we go with this. I'm a little bit more tan than what I normally am, but that's going on, and it actually looks quite a nice colour for me with my tan. Obviously I'm always a bit paler on the face than on my body. Just going to let that dry, and then I'm going to swatch another part and see if it looks any different. It's definitely going darker. Okay, so I'm going to just swatch next to that so you guys can see how much it's actually dried down. So it has gone on a wee bit lighter, you can see. That's the difference. It's drying down quite quickly though. Every time I pull away it's drying down. the foundation has a drying down time, so just bear that in mind. If you're getting darker, it's because that's what it does. It's nothing to do with your skin personally. So I'm just going to take this off so we can start applying the foundation. So we should be applying this Airbrush Flawless Foundation by blending it outwards from the centre of the face for a flawless airbrushed finish. It also claims that it's sweat proof, humidity proof, waterproof and transfer resistant. So I'm here for that. Also a little bit more about my skin type. I've got pores here which I do think aren't a big deal without makeup on, but a lot of the time when I start putting on the foundation I feel like it kind of highlights them. So as it's claiming it's a poreless foundation, that will be a good test. And also sometimes I get smile lines or laugh lines, whatever you want to call them, which isn't a bad thing, being happy and all, but I do think you'd just rather they were, and it would just make you look a little bit more smooth. So yeah, let's apply this foundation. So I'm going to apply it with my Spectrum B01 brush. It's flat and I feel like it's just quite nice for smoothing on foundation, and I'm just going to do one pump to see where that gets me. It is quite a lot for one pump, so I'm just going to do what Charlotte says and start from the middle. Let me just do one side of my face first so we can see the difference. Wow. I've got to say, it really isn't, so far, it isn't sinking into my pores, like, at all. And it's pretty much, I mean, I've just put a really little light layer on, and I feel like it has pretty much covered up that little, well, that big old spot that I've got there. Take a little bit down the neck and onto the ear, as always. Just pressing it in. It feels really light. It feels really light, it feels really smooth. It actually looks quite like skin. I don't know if you can see up close, but I've only put it on one side, you can see the difference. But it looks really natural, but it's absolutely covered. Obviously not the bump, but it's pretty much covered the redness on my little spot there. I'm just going to tap a little bit more on. So the colour is dried down and it's actually quite a nice match now that I see it on. I think it's quite a nice match for my tan anyway. It's settling in a tiny little bit in my laugh lines, smile lines, but actually it looks really nice. I know it's only been on for like a minute or two on the site, but I do think that the actual finish is lovely. It's got a little bit of a glow to it. It's not super matte, which I think is lovely, and I've not actually realised, but I actually have pretty much used that whole pump, which is maybe not ideal, but maybe should have used half. Oh well. Other side.
I'll just put this on the other side now, even though.
And I've got a little spot here as well, and it's just literally just covered it. I've got to say, it does feel really light. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a full coverage foundation at all. It's actually so easy to apply as well. Like, you could do that in 2 minutes. 2 minutes flat. Yeah, so this is it, obviously on its own, and it's pretty much covered that little spot right there, and I have a little one over here, and I just think that it's got a nice glow to it. I don't know if I can zoom you in a bit more so you can see. But it looks really nice. And it genuinely hasn't sat in my pores here at all, compared to other foundations especially. So far, promising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup. Just concealer and bronzer, blusher and a little bit of powder. In keeping with the theme, I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Powder, which is lovely. It's just a really sort of fine, loose powder. It's really light and it's great for setting, but it's not super mattifying either, so it'll keep the finish of the foundation quite true. I'm just going to apply the rest of my makeup and then I'll come back and chat to you in a second. So that's my makeup finished, feeling more human now, and honestly I feel like this foundation looks absolutely unreal. I'm so impressed so far. So it's only 10:25 in the morning, so I've got all day to wear this and give it a true test. What I did apply was, I pretty much kept all Charlotte Tilbury products for this video because I love them, and also I just thought it'd be nice to try it with her foundation. So I used a bit of Shape Tape concealer under my eyes. Obviously that's not Charlotte Tilbury. I used this little Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, blusher, highlighter palette, so I used that, and also the Magic Powder, as I said. Now what I did do was I bounced some of the product off on my laugh lines with a beauty blender and I powdered down there slightly. I put a little bit of the powder, dusted it all over my face because that's what I would normally do with a foundation anyway, because I am a wee bit oily, but as I said, because it's such a fine powder, it's really not heavy, so I don't feel like it's added to the feeling of wearing a lot of makeup. To actually touch, it doesn't feel sticky or sort of like it's going to transfer. It did say that on the website, but I suppose as the day goes on I can give a true sort of review on if I think that's going to happen or not. But I'm really happy with the way that it looks. It doesn't feel heavy, it hasn't sat in my pores, which is amazing. I'm definitely going to be using this foundation a lot more. So yeah, I'll check in a little bit later with you guys and let you know if it is a true stay in place foundation or not, how it's wearing on my skin, if it does get really shiny or anything like that. But yeah, so far so good. So as I said, it's about 10:25, so I'll check in a little bit and let you know how I'm getting on. It's also probably worth a mention that I'm wearing my favourite lipstick at the moment, which is another Charlotte Tilbury one, but it's called Bitch Perfect, and I've got that with MAC Spice Liner because I like a little bit of a darker liner. For me as a makeup artist, before I go ahead and put a foundation in my kit, I need to make sure that there's no flashback. I'm going to take a little flash photo of my makeup and let you see if I get a flashback, so I'll insert that here. Hi everybody, I'm just quickly checking in. So it's 5:12. Foundation is still looking really nice, a little bit glowy, but it feels matte to touch. It doesn't actually feel greasy, and as I said before, I've got quite an oily skin type anyway, so this this does happen usually when I wear a matte foundation. So yeah, I'm not worried. I think it still looks really nice. Had it on since 10:30, so yeah, so it's still looking pretty fresh. I will check it in again in a little while and let you know how I'm getting on. Hi everyone, I'm just back for our final check-in on the foundation. It's just after 9:30 going on 20 to 10 at night, so I've literally had it on for like 11 hours. And I would say it's pretty much stayed in place really, really well. And to put it into context, I've been running about, I've been doing a little bit of work, done a few makeups today, then I've been at the shops doing housework, and then had dinner, went out a walk after dinner, so it's been out in the elements, etc. So I feel like it's had a really good amount of time to be wearing, and also I've been out and I've been active, and it's stayed on really, really well. So I'll just maybe zoom in a bit so you can see. So I am obviously a little bit shiny. You're starting to see the coverage just come off a tiny bit on this spot here, and it's come off around my mouth a little bit at the top, but it's probably more to do with me touching my face and eating and things. Yeah, I'm a little bit glowy on my forehead, but it's still on. It is a little bit shiny, but I'm quite used to seeing myself looking this shiny because I've got a little bit of an oily skin anyway. So maybe if I put like a mattifying primer on underneath it, it maybe wouldn't be as glowy, but I actually think that considering I've had it on 11 hours and I have not put any more powder or anything, I've not touched it at all, it's doing pretty well. So yeah, happy days. So I did take a photo with flash. I'm going to say that there's maybe a little bit of flashback in this photograph. I would say mild flashback, which I would probably be happy to have if I knew that my foundation was going to stay on and things like that, but of course that's a personal choice. So yeah, I would probably give this foundation like an 8, 9 out of 10. Like, I'm really happy with it, just the way it's worn, the way it looks on my skin, and it still photographs amazingly even though there is a slight flashback. And obviously I can't comment on the sort of skincare side of it yet because I've not used it for long enough. I've literally had it on for one day. But if it does all of the other things that it claims to, then I'm sure it'll be really high up on my list of favourite foundations. So yes, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that maybe it's helped you to decide whether you want to purchase the foundation or not. And if you want me to continue posting reviews and things like that, let me know. I don't really do many sort of videos of myself. It's often on my clients and things like that, so this is new to me. But if that's something that you would like to see more of, then please let me know, and I will see you in the next video.